The more I listen to Mackenzie Shirilla's phone calls with her mother from jail, the worse it gets. We're going back down the rabbit hole in today's video.
Hey, 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 welcome to the Sofa Squad. Sipping from the cup at hey, hey.
Now hold on everybody, let's do a quick sofa sidebar now. Keep in mind, ain't no cop, ain't no doctor, ain't no lawyer, ain't no therapist, ain't none of that fancy credentialed stuff, okay? Only credentials we got up in here is my sass, and this sofa. Now keep in mind also, I'm just giving my opinions on very public information, so do your own research, come to your own opinions, and drop them off in the comment section. And while you're down there, if you do like what you see here at the Sofa Squad, drop a little like, drop a little comment, drop a little share. It helps the channel out immensely. Now let's get edition. Hello the Sofa Squad and welcome back to the sofa. That's a sofa. This is Paul. My name's Paul if you're new to the channel. If you're not new to the channel, my name's still Paul. Okay. Now what we're going to be doing is we're listening to another one of those phone calls from Mackenzie Shirilla, and we're going to be breaking it down. Before we go any further into this, shout out and big thank you to Phone Calls from Prison. This is where these are coming from. I'm going to put her channel link down below. So if you want to listen to the phone calls without my commentary and, interrupting it, whatever, go to her channel, listen to it. Make sure you sub to her channel. She gets all these great phone calls from Wade Wilson, you name it, all the cases we follow. She's got them, an amazing channel. I am hoping and praying that we see Sarah Boom phone calls come across her channel. I need to email her and be like, girl, can you get them? Can you imagine? Please. Anyways, so that's that. Make sure to follow her. Now, for those who are just hopping on the who is Mackenzie Shirilla train, let's do a very quick overview before we get into her cringy, horrifying phone calls. So July 2022, Mackenzie, she's only 17 years old at this point. Now, this is in Ohio. She was convicted of deliberately driving her Toyota Camry into the side of a building at nearly 100 miles per hour. The crash killed her boyfriend, Dominic Russo, and their friend, Davian Flanagan. They were passengers in the car. Now, what would have happened is, investigators come in, they look, and they're like, this is no accident. She did this on purpose, and everything would follow suit. Now, one thing besides the horrendousness of this case that made this go viral is, number one, her behavior in the courtroom, her mother's behavior during victim impact statements, and then now again, these phone calls, okay? So we're going to listen to these. Remember, I'm not an accredited body voice analysis person or any of that stuff, okay? Go ahead though, and where is it? You're gonna need to buckle up, okay? Emergency exits on both sides of the vehicle or plane. Buckle up because this one, y'all are gonna be coming out of your seats and coming after these two with their attitude and laughing at the victims. It's bad. So trigger warning, okay? Let's go ahead and dive in.
Yeah, so I could have done this from juvie the whole time too.
And it would have been $2 from juvie?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, hell no.
That's what I mean. What the hell? I was going through your phone, and can you think of anybody else that I didn't think of? So what about Phil? Do you want me to? What about Phil? Because he keeps telling me that he loves me, sending love, he loves you. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Literally anyone. I was about to say you can just post it online type shit. I don't give a fuck.
I wanted to ask you first. I don't want people wolves in sheep's clothing coming in to message you and then giving you messages that are not nice.
Oh, I don't care about if I get a message that's not nice. I can block people.
Okay.
Okay, so first of all, just a couple of things. Yes, there's going to be lots of F-bombs in this. Mackenzie, this is her favorite word. Now, one thing you're going to notice is that her mom is like her cheerleader, which there's nothing wrong with that in a normal context, right? But when you see what her mom is enabling and how she's going about it, it becomes very infuriating. And so you're hearing this with her, she's wanted to give out, obviously, her contact information. One of the things that you'll hear in these phone calls, and whether it's this video or the other ones, whatever, or if you followed the case and you'll know, where there's this component where, and I don't know a nicer way to say it or a better way to say it, where they're almost treating the notoriety from this like as if she landed a role in a movie, right? You can tell that they both are enamored with his attention and they're both thinking this is, whatever. And another one of the phone calls, she's talking about it's gone international. The very back of the thought process is 2 people died in this, because remember, if you haven't followed this or whatever, if you haven't, just keep in mind, Mackenzie and her mother do not view her as being this was an accident, right? She's just as much as a victim. That's how they view this. And so that's their standpoint. But then even if you place yourself in that train of thought for a minute, the amount of times that they laugh and ridicule the situation is still jaw-dropping.
Okay. Well, you're going to have a bunch more people coming in, hopefully today.
Yeah, I wish I had my fucking iPad,
I know. That's okay. This is good. This is okay for now.
It's not, because I'm gonna get to come out for like an hour and 30 minutes or like 45 minutes.
At least it's something, though, is what I mean. It's okay for now. It's better than what it was.
What do you mean it's better than what it was? No, it's
Because you didn't have access to anything before.
I don't care. I liked it better there before.
No, I mean before the messaging. You know what I mean? Before that, all your friends were messaging you.
So one thing that you might have noticed along the way is her attitude towards her mother, right? She has a very, talking to her mom like, she's just off the street, right? Just says, whatever. But also, if you notice, her mom is very much, like, she says something that Mackenzie doesn't agree with, her mom changes the tone a little bit. Mackenzie runs the show. This is just my opinion. I do not know these people, haven't lived with them, but just listening to how she even controls the conversation. If Mackenzie doesn't like what her mom said, her mom gets in line real quick with it. Again, great for a parent to be their kid's cheerleader in life. That's what you're supposed to do, right? Let's bring this person into the world, let's do all that stuff. But there's another level that it goes to where it creates monsters like this, right? So you can start to piece together a lot of how this probably went just based on the phone calls alone.
She's asleep right now, so it must take her like 48 hours to go to sleep, and she better stay asleep the whole fucking day. I'm dogging her the fuck out today if she keeps being annoying.
Yeah, that's crazy.
She's so irritating. Like, I don't like her at all.
Now, I don't know if this is the same person, but we'll hear Mackenzie talk about this in several different phone calls. Somebody who's on this floor with her. Now, it sounds like she's in some form of protective custody. I don't know if she is in, like, the psych ward at this point. At one point, she's in, like, what would be considered maybe psych, but it also maybe is, protective custody. I don't know. But there's clearly someone around this unit or whatever that has some kind of issues that annoys Mackenzie, and she just goes on and on about it. One of the things that my personal, interpretation, not knowing all the true details or whatever, it's sofa speculation, is that Mackenzie's the type to be like, she's going to talk-ish to somebody who she knows she can get away doing it with. So whether this other person is not capable of defending themselves or if they're behind a closed door so they can't come at her, that's the type person, right? I think her mouth is going to get her into big time trouble during her stint, which is a very, very long time behind bars.
How old is she?
I don't know. Like, grown as fuck. Like 30 probably or some shit. Like, bitch, you're grown as
She
fuck.
stays in there all day?
Yes.
Wow.
She's crazy as fuck.
Yeah, that's intense.
For people like that, lock the fuck up.
That's intense because she's in there all day and she's still, like, super polite like that. Like, she doesn't even know basically where she is. That's crazy.
No, like, it's giving, like, girl, like, she doesn't understand, like, her brain don't work, I don't think, like.
No.
Another thing that's interesting to listen to, even with the mother and Mackenzie, is just the way they view other people. They don't even view them as humans. I mean, you can very much piece together why they don't seem to be capable of caring about the victims in this case and actually align themselves as victims. And again, the mom just jumping on the bandwagon of anything like, oh, that's crazy. Oh, she's this and that. And it's just like, now, again, I get everybody's human, people get on your nerves, this, that, the other. This is obviously her daughter. But again, it's just like reading between the lines where I'm just like, y'all just don't have any real value for human life. I would venture to say, including their own, right? Look at the situation. But it's just like, you see where and how this snowballed into what it became.
No, that's messed up.
So if I get found, like, guilty of anything tomorrow, so what's gonna happen?
Kenzie, I don't know.
Like, am I going straight to Marysville, or, like, do I have a sentencing? Like, I'm confused.
I don't know, baby. I don't know. This is something I never in a million years thought we'd be having to deal with or go through, and I don't know.
Yeah, no, I would be the one to just get, like, fucked up and, like, not like that, like, get fucked over.
It's not your fault. Not your fault.
I know, but it would be, everyone would try to make it seem like that and would try to make me go to jail my whole life.
Just got wrapped up with the wrong family, really.
Yes, like, they suck. Bad as fuck. I don't like them.
No,
I mean, again, I cannot, right? You see the mom just swoops in any sense of accountability. The mom is quick to come in. Nope, you did nothing wrong. In fact, they're the wrong family. One of the victims' families says, sounds like they might have some pool or something like that around town. And she just goes on and on and on about it. Now, there's other phone calls from prison put out of like, Mackenzie on the phone with said boyfriend. Now, in court, you would have Mackenzie, it's the love of my life, blah, blah, blah. Honey, he was leaving her. They saw this crazy. Okay. They saw this drama. He was like, I'm gone. Okay. And I think that's why we're here where we're at. She couldn't handle that. So she killed them basically. Threw a tantrum, didn't get her way. And unfortunately, this is what happens when monsters are created.
They're weird as fuck, like.
Yep. Terrible people, I know.
Okay, first of all, the way she says the F-bomb, I've said before, it literally is my 13th reason, y'all. It sends me over the edge. You hear the mom trying to pick that up? Yep. The way they're pandering, it's like the mom wants to be her friend so bad. And I'm just like, I don't know what happened in all their lives to where the control that Mackenzie has over her mother is disgusting. And I would say this on a normal level, if other people's lives weren't lost, it's like, okay, if that's how you run your house, that's how you run your house, whatever. But this is poured into other people's lives. I mean, here they're like, oh, they're just a gross family. They're just that. What do you think they think about you and your family? You know what I'm saying? I get it. It's just like, it is what it is. I mean, everyone's just trying to get through. Remember, she's going to try and get parole. She's going to try and be free at some point. And this is the starting point of zero accountability, zero everything. This and her mother's enabling and her attitude, it will make sure she stays behind bars for the rest of her life.
We will see, and then we'll just deal with whatever.
Yeah, do you remember when one of my friends got that like voicemail from like the drug enforcement, the DEA?
Yeah.
And I showed Miss Russo because I wanted to like protect Angela because like I knew Angela was like selling drugs.
Yeah. Isn't that nice?
And then she wanted to like she sent it to the police like and then left out the part where I like said like I'm worried for Angela. That's interesting.
Wait, Mackenzie, I cannot. I'm so sorry.
That's just so interesting. Like I love how they just like to leave out like little bits of information. Like
sure, of course. Yep. Because it doesn't fit their narrative.
But also keep in mind, they have their own narrative, right? Everyone's pivoting themselves. So they are convinced, one thing you need to remember with this is they are convinced that she did nothing wrong, right? Like I said before, that she's the victim, this is an accident, and that this family, because they lost their child, was basically like, we're holding you accountable. We're going to make stuff up. We're going to do this and that. We're going to make sure you go do time over this. And they're looking at it like, we just got in a car wreck, right? I don't care what all the information on the car says. I don't care about the evidence of me visiting the place and scoping it out. I don't care about any of that stuff. Now, in another phone call, I'm not sure if it's this one or another one, where she's basically saying to an effect of like, she could have gotten other charges, but because of this conspiracy against her, whatever, they wanted to get the worst things, but she's not a killer. She's not this or that, and even I would venture to say, and again, I don't know the laws in Ohio, I don't know all the legal stuff. This is just sofa, talk or whatever. Even if this was going to be like an involuntary manslaughter, like I was driving it accidentally, recklessly or whatever, I personally think she would get the book thrown at her. There was so much evidence that came out where she's out partying. She's in crutches at, raves and stuff like that, like crazy stuff. The mom's just right there. Oh, she was so depressed. Oh, we needed to get her out of the house. That was my idea. The mom's, negotiating, thinking she's doing brand deals with people with this. She's talking about the Kardashians reaching out. It's crazy stuff. In my opinion, and again, I'm professional on, not diagnosing. I don't know if like narcissism is the right word to use for this, but it's literally like you're almost getting a peek into like two narcissistic family members just gassing each other up. And this was the end result.
It's just terrible, terrible, terrible people. I'm sorry.
That's just so irritating. I fucking cannot.
Mm-hmm. But, But the response online, like people are like, well, it could have been this, it could have been that, it could have been this, it could have been that.
People are all saying
that? Yeah, nobody knows. Nobody knows.
So people don't think it was my fault?
There's a lady, no, the one was like, I don't think it was intentional. No, that's what the general consensus has become. Because, it's because it wasn't. No, because there's still other people that are like, I don't care, she did this, and this, and she should get the death penalty. Like, that person doesn't know you, but that's how some people are talking. So, nope. You make the right choice.
Is it more good or more bad?
It's more good. It's better now.
Again, remember, this is before the verdict, okay? So a lot of this information, the public didn't know about it. The public saw a lot of it during trial, the people who were watching it. And one of the hard things, the pills to swallow with this, is the behavior. Now, remember, at this point in time, we haven't seen the mother get up there and do her little weird speech at the victim impact statement where she just talks about her daughter and how her daughter's, her daughter's a victim and so on and so forth. So a lot of this stuff hadn't even come out. And so that's what's interesting. And again, I get, there's a dynamic over here where you have to view it like this is, regardless of what they did, whether they Jeffrey Dahmer 10 people or whether they did the situation over here, there's going to be a different relationship between parent and child. It just is what it is, okay? And I mean, this is a little bit different because these particular phone calls are before the verdict. And again, the mom's very aware of don't talk about this on the phone, don't talk about that on the phone, but just the little bit that I've heard of Mackenzie, with even if her mom gives her a little pushback, even to help herself, like don't talk about the phone. I can talk about what I want to, I'm gonna hang up on you. How do you think Mackenzie would react if her mother, if they had we know nobody's listening to us, if her mom was like, look, girl, you need to take some accountability. Okay, I love you. You're my daughter. That's not going to change, but 2 people are dead. And so when you're in front of these people, you need to act like that and show some remorse and take accountability. And now I don't think the mother would say that because the mother doesn't act that way either, but I'm just saying, hypothetically. Okay, how do you think from what we've seen in Mackenzie, she would react to that? She would punish her mother by not speaking to her and all that. And that's overall what I see is I'm imagining as Mackenzie was on the free world, whatever, however she tormented or punished her parents, her mom, whatnot, it was almost like it trained them to be like, we have to come at her as more of a friend than a parent, because when we do the parent, the relationship is taken away, love is withheld, I'm punished, whatever that is, whether I'm cussed out, embarrassed, whatever it is, right? Because this is, again, a watered down version of this that we're seeing. This is her in custody. This is her in a very different environment. So you can only imagine the nightmarish events that went down when she was, free to roam.
Okay. It's better now. You made the right choice. Okay. And remember, this is only what?
I just been dealing with this shit for so long, and it's draining so bad. I literally
you made the right.
Okay.
Yeah, but you did make the right choice. The thing I'm talking about is only a conversation between 5 people. Okay. And it doesn't matter what anybody thinks anyway, because they don't know anything about anything.
I don't know.
You don't know you.
They seen the evidence that they had.
No, they didn't think, because they only saw what the media reported. Remember, we know how the media reports, right?
Yeah, they
didn't see everything.
What was I going to say? There was a headline where it was girl charged with murdering 2 males in cars, some weird ass shit. They made the headline weird as fuck.
Exactly. And the church thing is still on there.
The church charges.
Yeah, it's still on one of the, I think, Channel 19 or something, which is so asinine.
And girl, I did not break into that church. I don't give a fuck. I did not break into that church. I was in the car. How am I?
I know.
They don't know if I wanted to leave. Why the fuck would I be in the car if I didn't want to leave?
Susie, I do. You recorded it. You were like, I just want to go. Can we leave? I don't want to be here. Don't touch anything. Don't break anything. I just don't want to be here.
The more I listen to these phone calls, and now, side note, I have not even listened to this phone call yet. Okay, so this is a fresh one to me, right? We're just listening as we go. My first thought was, nothing is ever her fault. Always in the wrong place at the wrong time. Nothing's ever her fault. Everything's being done to her. And the way the mom just enables that and does that, it's like if she only realized the disservice she's doing to the child by doing this with them, it has given this girl, Mackenzie, a completely false sense of reality, right? To the extent that she took 2 other people's lives and is literally ticked off that she's being held somewhat accountable for it, right? Baffled why she is, and it's so clear for everyone else to hear this and just be like, what are y'all even doing? And the fact that they do not see this and they just gas each other up like this is infuriating.
I have asked. They don't know anything. Nobody knows anything.
Yeah, the only charge that, I think that, I shouldn't even be charged with it, though, because it was Dom. But, I understand I have to take that fucking bullshit. The fucking drugs.
Oh, yep.
That's irritating
And he
as
should have
fuck.
known better, too, and that makes me mad. I'm mad at him for that. Telling you that you can't get in trouble, so just to hold everything.
He always told me that. He always had me hold everything.
I know. That's because you were a minor, and he was using me for that. I don't even know if it was like a bad thing, or I don't think he was doing it to be bad or mean, but he was just, well, he was young and stupid, too, you know?
Now, I don't know a ton of the backstory with the boyfriend and whatever. I do remember something about the drug dealing, this, that, and the other, whatever. The story just keeps getting worse, right? Because again, that's the one thing I am mad at him about. He was doing this. You were a minor and he was having you hold the drugs. Again, Mackenzie also has no concept. I mean, think back when you were a teenager. You have no concept how long 10 years is, 15 years is, 20 years, 25 years, any of that, right? Zero concept. So this is a person who is literally, now of course she doesn't know she's guilty at this point. She's getting ready to get hit hard in court, okay? Again, it's just, there's a sadness to it. Because when I listen to him, I'm like, oh, this girl didn't stand a chance. Even like at whatever point in her life that there might have been some kind of hope, you already see where this is going. And again, my sadness is quickly, I don't know if the word is diminished or dissolved when you begin to realize like, okay, well, 2 people lost their lives, right? Can you imagine being in somebody's car and them speeding up to 100 miles an hour? She's probably a maniac, whatever, like, blah, that's what I'm trying to say, just like in a very crazy state leading up to this moment. Can you imagine dying that way? You saw the car, right? Horrible.
I know. Kenzie, everybody knows. Okay? And by the way, that person talking online, they think it's a girl who's going off the rails because they called Jana a bald-headed bitch.
I feel like I know who it is, but I'm not going to say. I think I know who it is. Though.
Do you think it's a girl, too?
Yeah.
Because Facebook, like, how many boys do you know call a girl a bald-headed bitch?
I just feel like I know who it is.
I don't know.
Narrow it down and think of who it is, too.
They're posting it everywhere.
Because what friends, did I hang out with Davion and Dom with? It was, it was only, I can only think of one girl that was, be with, me, Davion, and Dom. That I was friends with.
Yeah.
You have to ask them if it was them.
I will. Okay. I'll call. I'll make a personal phone call.
Again, the level that they both just think this is cute is disgusting, right? And again, listening to, I don't expect much out of Mackenzie at this point. And there's a certain level where I'm like, this is still a kid. Her trying to sound a certain way, talking, trying to be out there, thinking she's cool and tough because she was running with a drug dealer or whatever she thinks she was doing, I don't expect much from her, but the parent I do, right? And just what I keep getting from this is somebody who's more concerned about being a friend and being cool with her kid than they are being a parent and doing the right thing.
There's no record of that conversation. I'm glad it came out, though, because it was 100% right.
Yeah, that's true as fuck.
Yes.
And, I speed. Everybody speeds, though. Everybody speeds. I don't understand, they're making it seem like they don't.
That's how Davion drove. That's only how Davion drove. So excuse me.
He was a car boy.
I know.
So.
I know. So don't worry. However this goes tomorrow, one foot in front of the other, and we'll deal with the next step, whatever the next step is. Whatever the next step is, though, Kenzie, you are going to be okay, right? Well, check you out. You survived juvie. You're surviving county, right? Right? That's what I mean. In Marysville. Apparently, that's what I'm saying.
Now, again, I understand the parent wanted to give hope and whatnot. And I mean, yeah, you're going to do that. It's like, okay, so great. You did, you survived juvie, now county, now whatever. She's going to have a lifetime of this. But again, everybody speeds. Everybody does this. Everybody does that. And there's one thing too of, I understand that, especially before a verdict, you're not going to want to be on the phone, right, wrong, or indifferent, talking about, yeah, man, I killed him. I shouldn't have done that. Right, period, end of story. You're not going to want to do that. Again, this goes into a whole other level though. Now, I also would be curious, I don't know how this works, and it'll be obviously a long time, but when parole does come up, which I believe is 15 years, she has to do, correct me if I'm wrong, 15 years before she has a chance for parole. Obviously, whatever's going on at that time, so if the victims' families are still around and, that kind of thing, can they present these as evidence to show, and again, if it's like she doesn't care, right? She doesn't care. Her mom's on the thing talking about, look, your phone calls have made it to YouTube, right? Everybody's talking about them. You need to clean up your conversation, because this all right here, and I think the judge saw this, and I think that's why the judge threw the book at her. She was just like, yeah, she saw from the mother, this is, please, we see where this behavior comes from. It's right here. This girl's never going to rehabilitate it as long as you have this, your mother's like this with you. It's not going to happen.
Hello?
The comment right after that one is from somebody else, and all it says is, she's pretty.
Oh, I'm dead. That's not even good, though. I don't...
No, but this is like, what?
While I'm at court?
Yeah, she's pretty.
Who the fuck said that?
I don't know. Wait just a second, hold on. Okay. Speaker for just a second, so I can see.
What'd you say?
I just have you on speaker for a minute so I can see. What the hell? Infinite darkness of midnight hours.
Okay. Interesting.
Who knows?
One of the things that's very eerie to me listening to this is how invested they are into the public's reaction over her, right? I mean, I'm sitting here listening to this, like, you actually have the commenter very concerned about public reaction. Now, and again, I understand, right? Anybody would be curious, like, what's the public saying? But this is like a different level of interest. This is like a cutesy interest. This is like a we're famous interest. This is a I'm an influencer interest. This has a very weird energy to it.
Yeah. Hold on.
Man, they called out Morgan.
Is that the corporal? I'm about to go.
Like,
I'm about to ask to get off the spot.
Okay.
I don't know if that's the corporal though.
So wait, before you have to get off the phone, I'm just scared. I just need to say, whatever happens today, we're going to be okay, right?
No, but no.
But we'll get through it. We'll get
Either
through
way,
it.
I'm not going to be okay. But if I get like fucked over and like charged with murder, like I will not be okay.
No, we'll just move on to the next fight. That's all.
How is it? That's not going to be for like a year or so. Like.
Well, you still might have to serve time anyway. It'll just be time served. Okay.
Oh my God! Look, Mom, I'm not worried about doing it. I understand that I'm going to have to do some time. I mean, like
that's what I mean.
I'm not worried about that. Like I obviously would rather not. I feel like I shouldn't do any, but that's how this has to be in this situation. That will make the families happy. But murder, like
no, hell
like
no.
That's just horrible. And
nope. That's what I mean. So we're just gonna go fight, and guns ablaze.
And I'm so for real. You contact who I told you to contact, like that famous person.
I'm on. Yep.
But like for being
and not only
upset
that, but the other one too.
This is what I'm talking about. Now, I don't know if she'll talk about it in this phone call, but another one that I listened to very quickly, a bit of it, she's most likely talking about Kim Kardashian. Now, if you're kind of like, how does Kim Kardashian get brought up into this? Well, what does she not get brought up into? So if whether you follow her or not, Kim Kardashian has been known, well, first of all, she wanted to be a lawyer. Secondly, she's been known to get involved in like cold cases and wrongly convicted people and things of this nature and to get involved with it. And so the fact that they think they can get her on board with this is humorous to me. However, anything is possible these days. But again, you hear her saying this. Now, also hearing this as well, you're hearing like, yes, she really doesn't think she's going to get convicted for murder. I mean, it's a possibility. She's like, I'm not going to be okay. I'm not going to be okay. And essentially, I get I'm going to have to do some time to make the families happy. And so maybe she was hoping for like the lesser charge or like involuntary or whatever. Maybe I'll go do 5 and I'm going to go home, basically, right? And I also, again, know you're wanting to give your kid hope, regardless of whatever it is, you're wanting to give your kid hope. But, it makes me curious, did the lawyer give Mackenzie, and I'm talking about Mackenzie's attorney, like some reality of like, look, girl, this is what we're looking at. Okay. This is what's going to possibly happen. And it's a high possibility. Here's A, B, and C. Or do they just gas her up the whole time? Oh yeah, no. Mm-mm. Because again, the jury, when a case like this and you're showing the defendant, you know, making TikToks about crazy stuff, about not dying in a car wreck and crazy, very insensitive stuff. And then all the evidence coming out of like mom talking to Brant. It's so tasteless. That's all people need to see. And like people don't want to see victims being spat in their face on top of being a victim. I mean, I understand too, the victims in this case are dead, but also I'm talking about their family members, right? And so much of this was a slap in the family members' faces. The jury doesn't want to see that. They're sitting there staring at the family members' courtroom. They're sitting over here, this girl doing what Mackenzie does. It's not going to fly.
I don't know who the other one is, but yeah, I don't know who that is. But also, like, you can get a protest going and shit, like.
Yeah.
Like, I'm dead ass serious, like a whole ass protest, baby. Like.
Me too.
Oh no.
Yeah. So don't worry about it. Just if it does, which I can't believe it will, we just got to move on to the next round. That's all. Okay. Just keep your chin up, keep your faith, and I hope that she can see. And I hope it doesn't go that route because that would be ridiculous. And
yes, and then honestly, if the judge does that, I'm just gonna know that like she like has like some like weird ass shit going on.
No.
Like, I'm just gonna know that like.
It would
bribery or something. That's all I could think of. Like,
and there's no way she can. There's no way she can because you've been a judge for a long time. Is that somebody screaming?
No, that was a door opening. In here, so you know at the juvenile facility how we just have to like sit down all day and we're not allowed to walk around? You can just walk here.
The part that fries me throughout this whole phone call and all of them, there's never a question. And again, I know like, it's like, well, Paul, you just said you want to say this on the phone. Yes, right? But you can tell the internal processes going on here, like just the thought processes. And like, there's never well, maybe I did do this. Well, maybe no self-reflection at all, you know, and then you have a mom who's just sitting here ready to just gas that up and just, in my opinion, throw gasoline on the fire.
You're lucky. But 이사기가 like 비자비자미자미자 비자비가 기자미자 비자 희자인 미리 이런 shit. Like either like girl, you trying to sneak me or something like.
Yeah. Well, at least you don't have to sit down all day because that's bad for your butt and stuff. I don't like that.
Yeah, corporal. Well, I want to ask him if I can like get off this pod because it's my 7 days is over and I'm not like mentally ill. Are you sure? Well, hold on. Because I got a high profile. I don't know if I'm looking for I don't want to be on this pod. Like all right. I'm on general population tonight.
You are?
Yes, I can be with the girl.
I got a high profile case. She thinks she is cute. You can't tell her nothing. Okay, literally, this is the disgusting part, but how much she loves this attention. This is probably, and I know this doesn't sound weird, it's almost like speaking for her, but like the best thing she's ever done. This will be the most, to me, what you're looking at too is any attention is good attention. And so on that spectrum of things, this is the best she would have done in life. Taking the lives of two people and garnering infamy from it, right? This is, you know, I've arrived kind of a mentality is what it feels like to me.
On that 7th floor or where?
I don't know. She said I'm probably getting moved in the next couple of days. Wait, so you sure I'm being... Okay, she said, hold on. But yeah, she said I might be getting moved. I'm so happy. I'm on general population tonight. Oh, yeah. But then I might not get as much phone time with you, though.
I have 3 calls scheduled, don't forget.
Oh, I'm dead. Thank God. They're gonna hate me.
So I don't care. Well, I do.
I don't give a fuck. In here, like this is when I left. When I left, everyone was like, "Don't let them bitch you in there," and I was like, "Girl, I'm nobody's bitch."
I know you're not. Just make friends.
Damn, Stacey be sending me hella long messages. I'm gonna read it to you.
Oh my God, that's no. She doesn't say. She writes books.
Yes.
Again. They want to be friends, or she wants to be friends so bad with her. It's just when you see what came of the result of this, it's so tragic. It's like you can just see how this arrived at it. You know, it's like, and I get like, okay, so she's talking about she's going to general population. Now again, on this level right here, she's going to be bored. She's going to be this and that. Whatever she's in this protective custody, whatever she is, sure, it's not fun. So Jim Pop is going to be like, oh great, I can go see my friends. I can be with the girl, whatever. Okay. okay? So she's going to have a little bit more like a sense of like, because at the end of the day, even though it's like this time capsule that stood still of the behaviors that put her here, there's this level of she's still moving on. Like, I don't think she really thinks and cares too much about the victims. I mean, that much shows, but she still is wanting to laugh and have moments. I mean, she's wanting to be human, right? So on a level, I get that, and I'm just being petty when I talk about it, because in the context of what we're watching, it's very hard to hear someone being giddy and whatnot, because all I'm thinking about is that car wreck and like what those guys were going through in that moment of realizing like, stop the car. Like, I see that when I hear her laughing, right? But of course, in her world, this has been a while. So it's just like, I'm trying to stay out of prison, right? I'm just trying to do whatever I got to do. And hey, if I can get a little bit more freedom and gym pop, great.
Short text. Wow. Alright, type. Yeah, I hope something good just comes out today.
Well, after today, see if you can get a job.
I applied for a job.
You did?
Yeah.
What?
I don't know, I applied for it. I said just anything.
Oh my God,
my
that's
mom
amazing.
can't wait to meet you.
Tell her that I'll text her what I'm wearing so she can find me.
Oh my God.
Now, I'll say this. So what she's talking about, she applied for a job, so she wants to be like a little trustee and do little things around the unit, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So I'm actually surprised that she did this. I'm very surprised that she would even want to do something like this. So I think for her, that is going to be a good sign, if you will, in the realm of this. Number one, do I think it's a good thing for her to want to work and have a little job in jail? 100%, right? That's part of rehabilitation. That's part of being protected. Whatever, right? That could do wonders, okay? Do I think she would use it for nefarious reasons in a way to be like, well, this is going to be my hustle, but 100%. Do I think that seems to be kind of standard? Like, hey, that's how I'm going to get paid, whatever. Sure, right? So that part is what it is, okay? But to me, I was just like, yeah, I'm surprised she wants to do anything besides just like lay around, and I don't know how they do it in Ohio or whatever, like up there, where if it's like, you're gonna, they make you work, or, especially in prison, that's going to be different where she's at right here. So I don't know how they do it, but I think for her, she definitely needs to learn that, what is it? Idle hands are the devil's workshop kind of a thing. She needs to stay busy is what I'm getting at.
Pillar of strength. You're going to be able to help so many more people than you already were. You know what I mean? Just because of your experiences.
I'm going to be a life coach and stuff. And
yeah.
I'm just going to be everything. I'm going to do everything.
Thank you for using Securus. The caller has hung up.
She's going to be a life coach. Go on and get Jody and Ruby on the phone. Yeah, they could be the magic trio, a trail of destruction, 3 for the price of 1. I mean, now here's the thing. So pretend the whole narrative of this is different. There's accountability, and maybe there could be at some point. We don't know, right? I mean, she's still a kid. This whole thing turns around of, oh my God, I did this. I turned it around. I did this. It won't bring the victims back, but here we go. Yes, she would have a tremendous amount of knowledge to bring to the table. But again, they're just looking at it. They're talking about it as, you've been a victim who's been wronged, and you can teach people, look at what I overcame. And again, it's like no one's apparently she has some fans out there, but for the most part, nobody's seen this same narrative, especially when it's more and more evidence came out. People aren't seeing the same story that they're seeing.
Anyway, what were you saying about a life coach?
I'm going to be that. And I want to do a ton of jobs like Miss Kent.
Yeah.
She does hella hustles.
What she does?
Yes, you know what car she drives?
No.
A Mercedes coupe, and it's cute as fuck, and it's a convertible.
Oh my God, I can totally see that. Yeah, she's excited to work with you. And she should be, because you're awesome.
The misguided value and moral system is just shocking, and the enabling of it. I mean, this is just like, whoa. It's sad to listen to, and again, that's the other part to it. I don't know if they get to these phone calls, but where it's literally, this is viewed upon, in my opinion, whatever, they view it upon this situation almost like an influencer gig, right? And it's almost like this narrative on where we're at in society, where it's like any attention is good attention. Doesn't matter how you get it, whether you killed 2 people or whether you did this. Hey, that attention is currency, is what it seems like. So let's do let's close this what show out. So overall thoughts on this phone call here. Yes, clearly, let's recap. It's before she's going to the verdict. Definitely, to remain neutral on some things. Obviously, way you're going to want to, yeah, there's hope, there's this or that. It's this woman's daughter. I get that. Talking about the victims, mocking the victims, it's not fair. No accountability. These are still common themes. I personally think that is going to have to change. And even in the sentencing, and I forget who it was, or if it was the judge or whatever, where they talked about like, essentially, you're not going to get out the first time you go to parole. It's just not how it works. It is what it is. And so this kind of behavior right here on the phone is not going to help. Now, that being said, 15 years, think about how much you've done in your lifetime in 15 years, and especially during these years of your life. What this seems to me is that this is somebody who was enabled their whole life, got away with whatever, who ran the household, and it gave them a very false sense of superiority and entitlement. And when they don't get their way, they lash out, and that's part of the reason why the victims lost their lives in this. And they're just doing what they've been taught to do by their parents. Spin the narrative, it's not my fault, and mom's there to just gas that up. Yep, it's not your fault. You're the victim. This person's actually this, the victims are terrible people, this and the other. If that doesn't change, she will never see the light of day. She's going to have to learn to play the game. And now some of these other phone calls, the mother will kind of be like, you need to be nice, you need to be sweet, blah, 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 blah. There's no real true, I don't think the mother really believes that, but she knows that that's part of playing the game. But Mackenzie is not too young to grasp that. And there's also just a level of like, she's enjoying this attention, even though it's for killing two people, she's liking the attention. She wants the attention. She's enjoying this. It's cute. It's fun. It's this and that. Again, I would imagine that the mouth on her is not going to suit her well in prison. And I think once she's been behind bars for several years and several years and several years, and again, she might just be, I think part of it is going to be right at home, but there's going to be a part that realizes how long life is, right? And again, just think about what you were doing at age 17. Imagine going behind bars for 15 years, you come out at 30. The rest of those formative years are just gone. So we'll do more phone calls. I get what people were saying in the comments. I've been reading your comments and you're all like, I have to click off them. I get it. This one here, I don't know it. I'm speechless over this. Literally speechless. I will be very curious to see if they play these at some kind of a, whatever you call it, like, the 15 years parole hearing is what I'm looking for. I don't know if that's how that works. If you know how it works, drop in the comments because I'm very curious. Because again, if there's just 15 years of this kind of attitude, she ain't never getting out. I would be curious to know if she was not dealing with her mother, would we see a change in her? Not having that person to mirror all the negative reinforcements that we see. Who knows? So anyways, that's it. I'm going to get off my soapbox now. So please drop a little comment down in the comment section below. Let me know all the stuff we've been talking about. And while you're down there, if you could drop some little pillows off and sofas for Roscoe and Spirit, Bo and Luke, and yourself, the Sofa Squad, who makes the channel possible. I greatly appreciate you for being here. And until we meet down that comment section down below to talk about all this stuff, I'll see y'all soon.
I just wanted to say thank you again for watching the whole video, and also thank you for being part of the Sofa Squad. Special thanks to all the Patreon members, channel members from both of my channels, everybody who likes, shares, subscribes, comments in the comment sections. It helps the channel out so much. Now, don't forget, I do have that other channel, the podcast channel. That's where we go live, we hang out, we talk. We have kind of sort of a schedule, but just be sure and check it out. I'll put it up here on the screen. And then, like I said in the beginning of the video, if you want to follow me and Ross on the Instagram, go on, check it out. It's right here on the screen again. But once again, thank you very much. I really appreciate you being part of the Sofa Squad, and I'll see you in the next video.
Welcome to the Sofa Squad, sipping from the cup that hey, come laugh with the Sofa Squad. Can't roll my damn eyes hard enough.